Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, everyone. I kind of missed all of you.
Good
I
evening
had a
po.
short break. And before I introduce our guest author tonight, syempre kakamustahin ko muna kayo and I'd like to say hi and happy, di pala weekend. Today is actually Monday. It's a national holiday here in the Philippines. And you know what? I can't really take a rest for a long time because I really miss doing this. I really love to be in a company of writers. So tonight I decided that we're gonna have an interview with one of the youngest, I think he is the youngest really, authors of GMGA Publishing. And I'm so excited to share with you his poetry. That's why he's here with us. So I just would like to say hello to everyone. Let me just give you a story about 2 days ago, I guess, because again, we kind of loosened the quarantine measures here in my place. So I was able to go out and go to an SM store, and I went to this bookstore. It's one of the you know um, small versions of bookstores here in the country, and I went there and I found I think about seven hardcover books for children for just like $20, and I was so happy going home that I was able to get all of these great books that I wanted to buy for a long time. So yeah, and I think it's a great way to really unwind and make use of our time. If you are not writing, you can actually read. So hello everyone. Let me now introduce our guest author for tonight. But first, of course, I prepared a simple presentation for para makikita niyo siya, and he will be doing some poetry reading as well. We'll wait for that. You know, that is one of the most exciting things during my interview when I get to hear the authors, the poets read their poems. It's one thing when they write them, but it's another thing when you can really feel all the emotions. All right, and one thing that I'd like to find out about our author tonight is really the millennial poets today. How do we define them? What goes through their processes when they are writing? So that's me. No need to introduce myself, but I chose another photo for myself. And here at GMGA Publishing, we always believe that we have to link in our legacy. That's how we leave our influence behind by really are writing our books. So now, before going there, I just would like also to invite everyone to take watch the space for the release of my book with the famous Filipino business blogger, Doc Gigi Sunga. I was so happy when she approached me to have this collaboration. And now it's coming to fruition. A few weeks down the road, it's going to be out. We already have a lot of pre-orders, and soon we will make this book available online. Okay, so that's Are You Ready? Timeless Principles and Proven Ways for Self-Transformation. This book is perfect for everyone trying to adapt to the new normal. It's perfect for everyone who's not really content about what results they are getting right now, and they want to make that pivotal change and yes, make their lives fly this time, make their dreams come true. Okay, so thank you for indulging me. Now, here we have our author, a young author from the Philippines, and the title of his upcoming poetry book, actually, it's now available on Amazon, is Rain, Coffee, and You by Harold Patrick Mercado. Oh, let's give Patrick a round of applause. Hello, Patrick. Good evening.
Good
That was a
evening, Miss
long
Aya.
introduction for me. Yeah, so I think we should give them a brief background about who you are and what you do. I'm sure they're thinking that you're still a student, so let's find out. So Harold Patrick Mercado is a college student taking up Bachelor of Science in Secondary Education, major in English at Polytechnic University of the Philippines, Maragondon branch. Okay, I also lived in Cavite for many years, Pat, so I know the place. And he was born on October 12, 2000 in San Carlos, Pangasinan. Oh, Pangasinense pala si Pat. On May 28, 2020, he launched his YouTube channel named Patrick Mercado, where he shares his spoken poetry pieces written in Filipino and English. I envy him because he can write in Filipino. Filipino. So if our national hero is alive today, would surely hide my face because I am not that fluent in writing Filipino poetry, but he does. So you can follow him on Instagram at I am Patrick Mercado, and you can also check out his Facebook page named Patrick Mercado, where he shares his poetry and prose as well. Wow, balance the balance. He can write poetry and prose at such a young age. He loves reading and writing poetry, and he believes that art is all about the heart. Ayan. I would ask him to elaborate on this one. And being the publisher of his book, I was able to dive deep into his poetry. Okay, so here's the cover by GMJ Publishing, Rain Coffee and You. Patrick, when we were conceptualizing this, how did you really come up with the title Rain Coffee and You?
Miss Ayo, because um, in the Philippines it's already rainy season, so I guess um I get the idea from that, and the rain, coffee, and dew are the main recipes to or ingredients to form a poetry, I guess.
Yeah, it's really the perfect mood for any writer. Although I don't drink coffee, my substitute is chocolate. But yeah, rain, coffee, and you. It's bare months already, and we're experiencing some of these heavy rains, and we're gonna have some flooding here in the country. So, is this also your routine as a writer? That how many cups of coffee do you drink in a day, or how many do you need for your creative juices to come out?
Yeah, sometimes I drink coffee before writing poetry, and especially when it's rainy days right now, like right now, um, and I just want to express myself, express my thoughts, my ideas, my feelings when while sipping the coffee in the cup of in the cup of
Yeah.
emotions, feelings,
True,
and
that's true. So when was the last time you had your cup of coffee? Was this
just
just
a while
a few
ago.
hours ago? Or you have one right now while we're having this interview?
So I don't have one right now, Miss Ayo.
Okay. So Pat, you're still a student. How did you collect all these verses? Like what's the timeline of this when you were writing? Did it take you like months, or are these collections from your previous years? Then finally you have all this collection and you decided, I really want to have my own book now.
Actually, some of my poems in the book were written last year, but most of them are written this year. Um, Probably 5 months ago
Mm-hmm.
when we were talking.
Yes, yes. So basically, we're talking about a year in the making. It is very evident in modern poetry, in modern poets, like the theme of romance and
Yeah.
heartbreak and the angst, the loneliness, and sometimes the revenge side of love. Is that how you presented yourself in this collection? So, what can the readers expect from the poems that you wrote here?
In this poetry book, readers can expect to feel love, to feel pain and heartache, and I think it's a good idea to reminisce about the past so that in the present you can be able to move on, to look forward um, for tomorrow, for for the future version of yourself.
Now you piqued my interest here because I wanted to ask you, like, how many times have your heart been broken because of a failed love, a relationship? Have you been, betrayed before? Did a girl just dump you? What was your experience? You're so young, but I don't know if you like how deep have you been in certain relationships?
Honestly, I didn't have any experience yet when it comes to relationships, romance relationships. But um I get the inspiration from my acquaintances, from the experiences of my friends, from my families, and yeah, that's it. I don't
So
have
you,
experience yet.
yeah. Okay, so you are the voice, you are the channel of all of these heartbroken people. You are now the one who is telling them, verbalizing to them what went wrong, what happened to them. And I've studied the collection, and later on, we will be asking Pat to do a spoken poetry. I'm just going to read them as I flash the slides here. Pat, how do you define or describe a millennial poet? Because obviously you are one. What's
I
your
think
process? Of course, I know you are reading the classics as well, and you have your favorite authors or poets. So how do you now see yourself differentiated from the oldest, the ones, the medyo, yeah, years back?
when I write poetry, it is really the emotion that I am focusing on because I think it's the emotion that drives the readers. It makes the readers see what you see, hear what you hear, and feel what you feel. So I think that's one important thing, and that is one thing that separates my poems and my poetry from others. And I think the modern poetry right now, the millennial poetry is in freestyle form, and
Yes.
it's different from I mean it's different from all the poetry.
So there's this overloading of emotions, and I could really sense or attest to that. Magaling silang mag-express. There's
Oh,
Filipino word na may hugot. That's how we say it, may hugot. How do you say that in English, Pat? Like, I don't know if there's a translation to that in English, pero in Filipino, we always say, ang lalim ng hugot mo, like you are
hugot.
really digging deep. Digging deep to
Okay.
the emotions that you cannot really fathom the depth. Ano ba yung English ko, right? So just like that, and it's true that Patrick really used words that truly express that are very evocative. So you can really feel what's going on, the pain and everything. All right. So all throughout the collection, are these just all heartbroken poems, or are there some redemption as well? Are there some bright or sunny poems that you also included here? Or do you really want them to cry when they read this?
What is it again, Miss Ayo?
Do you want your readers to cry when they read your book? Or can they also find some funny or light poems as well in this collection?
In this poetry, readers can feel love and heartache. So I think they're going to cry when they read the book.
And did you cry when you wrote some of the poems?
Yeah, I did.
All right. So I think that our audience is already interested to hear, to get a sample, a taste of Patrick as a writer, as a poet. Okay, are you ready, Pat, with your first reading of your poem? Are you ready? Thumbs up.
Yes, I am, Miss Ayo.
I am actually following the teachers of my children whenever they have these online classes. Okay, kids, thumbs up when you're ready. Okay, so let's do the first one. Prayer. Okay, do the honors, Patrick.
So this first poem I'm gonna read is named Prayer. So I'm gonna start now. I want you to know that you are always included in my prayers. I always pray that wherever you are and whoever you are with, you will be forever happy. I hope that he takes good care of you the way I want you to be taken care of, that he loves you the way I want you to be loved, and that he gives you enough reasons to enjoy life the way I want you to. I hope that is already the one for you, so that you will not be hurt again. I hope that he will not leave you, so that you will not be alone ever again. I always pray for you not to be mine anymore, but to have the best life you could ever have.
Oh, this voice talaga namang trembling by voice ni Pat. I felt it, no? Why did you give up so easily, Pat, in this poem? Why are you giving your girl away? But I think that this is really the thing that will hook your reader, especially talking about the teenagers, the young adult. Everyone is into romance, even the oldies. We still want to go back and reminisce all of this heartaches. So I love that prayer. Wow, thank you so much,
Thank
Pat.
you.
All right, let's go to the next poem.
The second poem is named Time. So I'm gonna read it now. It's okay not to be okay. You don't need to force a smile just to show everybody that you're not hurting. It's fine to cry out loud when you are in pain. There's no reason not to cry when you actually have every reason for it. I know it's hard, but you can take your time. Take all the time that you need for you to heal.
Woo! You know what's missing here, Pat? We could have really played some sentimental music as you read because your voice, no, it carries a lot of emotion, and you are very successful at that. Okay, I really love how you read your poems. There's, the timing of saying the words, just very fluid. Okay, next time I have to take note of that. All right, and going to the next piece. Oh, this is just a repetition. I am willing. Okay, I am willing.
I am willing to let you go, even if it means finding happiness with someone else. I am willing to let you go, even if it means drowning myself in tears. I am willing to let you go, even if it, even if it means being a never-ending darkness. I am willing to let you go, even if it means breaking my heart. I am willing to let you go, even if it means taking my life away.
Talaga na, parang naman naiiyak na din talaga ako. Ano, the burden of the words that Pat uttered, grabe sa all of these three poems together. Have you ever given any of these poems to any girl that you have a crush on? Huh? Or it's just something that you use to yourself? Like, you don't really share it at all. Have you?
Yeah.
Have you given any of this to any girl?
No, I haven't yet. I don't
I
have
hope
that.
not.
I don't have that enough courage to do that.
uh, but I hope that you won't really have the time that you would give any of this because they're really hurting you. Okay, so there you have it. I'm sure that you didn't get enough of Pat. That's why I'd like you again, Pat. Can you repeat what's the YouTube channel where you post all your poetry readings, spoken poetry? How can they find you?
Yeah, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is named Patrick Mercado, where I post my spoken poetries, especially these poems that in my book. Please do subscribe. Thank you.
All right, you should. You should really subscribe to Pat's YouTube channel. And Patrick, I have one question for you. What do you think is the most important element in writing poetry, as far as your technique and style go?
Like what I said earlier, it is the emotion. I think that is the most important element in writing poetry because through emotions you can make your readers see what you see and hear what you hear and feel what you feel and and I think it's the emotion that really makes the poetry alive.
I so agree to that. Have you ever tried any forms? You are taking education and your major is English. I'm sure in your lit class you have gone through several poetry forms. So have you tried your hands on different poetic styles as well? Different forms like do you do sonnets or do you write villanelles in haiku?
Right now, I am writing in freestyle, but I am willing to learn different styles. As a writer, as a poet, as an author, it is our responsibility to be willing to learn other poetic expressions, poetic
Mhm.
styles, and poetic forms.
Oh yeah, I believe in that. We never stop at our own technique right now. In fact, I remember again what one of the videos I watched a few weeks back, like great artists fail. Okay, great artists fail. We know what kind of work that we want to copy. Okay, it's not bad that you copy when you are an artist because we are really just an amalgamation of many things around us. And so it also improves or makes your writing more appealing when there are other things that you add, like spicing up your writing every now and then. So you know what? I've read the book several times already. Like I said, GMJ Publishing really helped Pat so that the book could get out to our readers today. And soon, of course, we are going to reach out to other local writers here by having printed copies here in the Philippines. But you know what? The great news here is that his book is now available on Amazon. All right. So let me show you this one. It's there already. Okay. So if you just type in Rain Coffee and You, Harold Patrick Mercado, and we will be providing the link on my Facebook pages, then you can avail of the paperback copy of his book. And we are now working on creating his ebook as well so that all these formats will be available to our readers. So again, you know what? This is a very talented young man, and I'm sure that he will go places. Patrick, what's next for you? Are you thinking of publishing another collection again? And how soon are you targeting that?
Yeah, right now I am planning to um, write another poetry book. Um, the initial title is Love and Heartache. Again,
Another. Really want to make your readers cry. You really want to make your readers feel the downside of love. But it's all part of really loving someone. You really get hurt in the process. Is that what it is? Pat, are you going to share your personal experiences now? Do you think?
um, most of the poems I have written in the book are based on my friends, my family's experiences because I don't have that experience yet when it comes to romance relationships. And I love writing when sometimes I love writing in
Mm-hmm.
silence and inside my room. And sometimes I want to write poetry to be surrounded by people, just
Mm-hmm.
by people walking by the streets, and you just sit there and on the bench. And yeah, it depends on the mood.
It depends when the mood strikes you, right? I also do this exercise like when I'm out with people. Sometimes I don't even notice how I behave, and I would gaze at people, and I would have this character inverse already, like thinking about who they are, what they do. and I create stories out of their lives. And before I know it, I already have a poem about them. So it happens. It's something that you cannot prevent. Once a poet, I guess. Do you? Okay, this is another question. How did you find out that you are a poet, or do you even consider yourself a poet? Is it some? Is it like a title that one must earn, or do you think that uh, by writing poems you are already a poet? So what's your stand on this? My question is too long, but I know Pat got what I meant.
I think as long as there is motion in your write ups, um I think that's um that can be considered as poetry, because I believe poetry or art in general is all about the heart. And to be able to be called as a poet, I I guess you don't have to write poetry um just by um just by what do you call this one? Just by thinking the thoughts, your ideas, and your feelings over your head. It I think it's an invisible poetry. It is not written, but it's there in your head.
And sometimes if it doesn't find a way through writing, this expression of emotions, the way we express comes out in different forms. That's why we have different kind of arts. Sometimes you write a song, sometimes you paint, you sculpture, and sometimes you just doodle something, and that's it. That's it. You already have expressed yourself. I'm sure that a lot of people are watching you right now. And would you like to have a special mention to your classmates or dean or your family? Okay, say hi to your family. I'm sure
Yeah,
they're
I
really
think so
excited. How
bad.
are they feeling? What's their reaction when you told them that you have a book already coming out?
Um, they are very excited for it. When I told some of my friends, they told me that they're looking forward for it.
And after this one, expect that there will be girls lining up on your door and asking your hand for marriage. But Pat, one of the things that's really great about this writing journey is that when you publish your first book, it really changes your life. I mean, you are gonna experience that. It's a different thing. Your friend Aki, one of the first few authors that I also published, also young, and Pat's classmate in one of their classes in the university. Really, it's different when you hold the book in your hand. So now I am calling all the teachers, all the professors, friends, family, supporters, fans, readers of Patrick. Support your author, okay? Support your author. We are so proud that we have young Filipino writers stepping up and rising to their potential. They are not waiting for the time to be published. They're not waiting for the luck to comes in. But having known Pat, he was the one who came to me and really asked me. So sometimes the only thing that keeps you away from making your dreams come true is simply by asking. And yet there are a lot of people who are so bound by this fear of rejection. Pat, do you have that fear of rejection? That have you tried submitting your poems to some magazines or some publications? Have you been rejected before?
Yeah,
And
I
how
have
did it
been
feel?
rejected before a lot of times.
Mm-hmm. It's the same with being heartbroken with love. So what did you possibly, theoretically speaking, now I'm throwing this out
Yeah,
to
it's
you.
actually one of my inspirations. Failures can make you stronger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you said that, I felt it. I felt it that, failures are mileage markers. I call them the mileage markers in our life. So the more you fail, the more you will succeed. So if you want to really be successful, double the rate of your failures. That's how you really do it. Okay. So theoretically speaking, what would you have done if I turned you down?
What
When
is
you
it
came,
again? Sorry.
when you came to me and you knocked on GMJ Publishing, what could you have done when I said, if I said that no, Patrick, sorry, but we are not getting you. What will be next for you?
Actually, I discovered your publishing by the post of Aki, Jackie Lumaguente, and she's one of my classmates in at Polytechnic University of the Philippines, Maragondon branch. And I thought of submitting a manuscript to you, and
Mhm.
yeah,
That's it. That's how we started.
I
Okay.
yeah, I was happy that I did, and I am still happy now.
And Patrick is kind of what do you call that word? It's not aggressive. It's how could I even forget? You know this word, like yeah, you know what you want and you say it. Oh, come on, people, you have to tell me what word it is. But assertive, yeah, that's it. Assertive. Okay, Pat is really assertive, and I think he knows what he wants. So he came to me and with a end in mind, the vision that he really wanted to be published. And now here it is, finally materializing before his eyes. Now he has his own book, Rain, Coffee, and You by Harold Patrick Mercado. And expect, watch this rising star here in the Philippines because this is just one of the many books that he's going to write. I can assure you that, Pat, that once you start writing, you can't stop. Once you have your first book, the only thing in your mind now is what's going to be my next book? What am I going to write about? I started writing
Exactly.
poetry and I realized that it's not really just poetry that I wanted to do. I also wanted to do some motivational books. And after that, the interest branched out to something else. Like this time, I want to write novels now. So your goals become loftier each time. So is that also what's happening? You have an advantage because you are already writing prose. Are you also looking at yourself being a future novelist? Are you going to write novels in the future?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to write novels because it was my dream since childhood to produce novel books to tell stories, not just
Mhm.
in poetry form, but in prose form, in novel form.
Yeah, and I'm cheering for you, Pat, and I'm cheering for your success. You know what? You just have to keep fighting when you are a newbie author, and don't feel bad when people, when you have to do a lot of things first. Do not be discouraged about the hard work thing because hard work really pays off in the future. Mark my word, because it happened to a lot of people, not just to me. But when you have a dream so big, you have to do everything you can to make sure that you can achieve it, that you want to achieve it. So everything depends now on the level of commitment that you have for you and for your book, Rain, Coffee, and You. Make it successful. The success lies in your hands, not on everybody else, somebody else, but it's with you. So treat it as your baby, okay? And I'm sure you will have more babies to come in the future. With that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching us. I have one, I just thought about it now and came out of the blue that I just wanted to reward our audience. All right, I have a trivia question. I have a trivia question. And if you are able to send me the first answer I'm going to receive in my inbox, messenger, okay? If you get it right, then I will give you a free PDF copy of Harold Patrick Mercado's new book, Rain, Coffee, and You, okay? So I'm going to give two PDF copies of his book. Is that okay, Patrick? But I hope that every one of you will
Yeah.
really go out and buy his book. Okay, first question. If you know, Pat, you don't answer, all right? First question is, what is the longest poem in the world? It has 1.8 million words. That much words in just one poem. Do you
Oh,
know that, Pat? Do you know the answer?
no, I don't know.
Okay. All right. So that's
I
my
didn't.
first question. What is the longest poem in the world that contains
Oh,
1.8 million words? That's just a
I
lot.
didn't even know that exists.
I know. I know. I thought some of my
Wow,
poems
this
are
so
really long.
wow.
All right. And the second question is, what is the oldest poem written in English? Do you know the answer, Pat?
No,
No,
I'm
either.
sorry, I don't know.
All right, so we have two questions. This second question is the oldest poem in English, written in the 8th century. You know some of the things that you should know. And too lucky for me because I was the one who picked the question. If you know the answers to these questions, just hurry and type and send these answers to my inbox. The first two who can answer that. So either you answer one or number two, it doesn't matter. That's my kid. Hello. So yeah, and I will give you free PDF copy of Patrick's book. All right. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Patrick, this is your moment now. I wanted to invite everyone who watched it tonight to go grab a copy of your book and make sure that you also leave reviews because we need reviews so that we know how to improve yourself. Okay, take it away, Patrick.
Hello, everyone. I am inviting you all to please check out my book. It's now available on Amazon. I do hope that you could get your paperback copy. And I just want to give my gratitude. I just want to express my gratitude to the ones who made this dream of mine to be passed to happen. First, I want to give um, want to give my um, unending gratitude to my family, who always supports me and who always loves me throughout my life, and since childhood and up to now. And I just want to give I just want to shout out also to my friends at Polytechnic University of the Philippines, Maragona branch. To my friends there, hello. And also I want to give my gratitude to Mr. Winlove Mendoza, who wrote the foreword of my book. He said he said yes right away when I asked him to write the foreword of my book. And lastly, I no second to the last. I wanna thank you, Miss Ayo, for making this dream of mine to happen. I never thought I would go this far, but yeah, it's happening now. Thank you. And lastly, I wanna thank God for always making everything possible, and to you all watching right now, I just hope for your safety. I wish you the best and stay safe always, especially in this time of coronavirus, in this pandemic. I hope this pandemic will end soon, as soon as possible.
Wise
Thank
words
you,
there,
guys.
Pat. Wise words. And while they're waiting it out for the pandemic to be gone, there's the best time for them to pick great books and include this book in your bucket. All right, Wayne Coffee and You by Harold Patrick Mercado. May he serve as an inspiration to young writers, not just here in the Philippines, but all over the world. You know, again, going back to our belief that if you want a thing bad enough, then you should work hard to get it. All right, here at GMJ Publishing, we always say the best way to leave your legacy is to internet. So with that, Patrick, let's say goodbye to our viewers. And thank you so much,
Bye, everyone.
ladies and gentlemen, to those who watched us. Please do get a copy of this book. It's now available on Amazon, and soon it will be available in e-back version as well, ebook version as well. Okay. With that, thank you so much. I'll be waiting for your answers to my questions so that you can get a free PDF copy of his book. All right, Patrick, thank you so much and take
Thank
care.
you.
Talk soon. Bye bye.